It's the 3 on PLAXtv.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy PLAX, and I am back with another episode of the 3 on PLAXtv. Now, this one might be a little controversial, and I don't want to sound like a coon, okay? All right? So all I'm asking of y'all is to just hear my point and just hear me out. I don't even really have a final point when it comes to this, but I just want y'all to hear my point of view before y'all start going crazy on me, okay? Now listen. I like to start off by saying this is not a knock on black women or black basketball or black women who play basketball first. I just like to say that black women that play basketball, I just assume that y'all just nice and y'all gonna dominate. You see what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. So I like to start by saying that. And for the women that don't play basketball, I just feel like if you don't already play, you really don't care about basketball. And I feel like on the other end, even like some white women that don't play basketball, I think some of them may actually still be invested in it at some point in their lives. Maybe they used to play or something like that. I feel like black women not so much do that when they don't play, is what I'm saying. But I would like to say, unless like they one of the greats that went to the pros or something like that, or was a great college, that's a different conversation. But I would like to just reiterate, this is not a knock on black women or black women who play basketball, because you are black queens, and I just expect y'all to just cook. So that's not really that's why it's not really part of the conversation too much. It is partially, I ain't gonna front, but it's not like the basis of my conversation. This is more so a knock against white men who play basketball. So yeah, this video is gonna be something, but we gonna get into it. So all time, just in college, high school, I guess high school too, but maybe not so much, but because you have more like small town stars and stuff like that. But all time in college and pro level basketball, there's not a lot of white men that you consider the greats. Obviously, you got Larry Bird, you got Bill Walton, Bob Pettit, Kevin McHale, John Stockton, Jimmy Fredette. When he was in college, he was very dominant. Obviously, when he went to the NBA, he wasn't. But and I'm just talking about the NBA, by the way, and I'm not talking about foreign white people like Luka Doncic or Nikola Jokic. I'm talking about American-born white men. That's what I'm talking about, and white women as well. I'm not talking about foreign basketball players. But you got the usuals like Larry Bird, Bill Walton, Jerry West, people like that, right? But like the further you go down the timeline, it starts to like dwindle down, because like you got Steve Nash, Chandler Parsons was an all-star. I don't consider him a great, but who else is it? John Stockton, Steve Nash, Larry Bird, Bill Walton, Bob Pettit. What other American-born white men are considered like greats? It's not a whole lot. The further you go down, like obviously in the 60s, in the 50s, and a little bit of the 70s, yeah, Rick Barry, like you got guys like that. But the further you go down the timeline, it dwindles, don't it? It dwindles, and it's a lot of history, because it was a time where black men couldn't play pro basketball, or at least not in the NBA. And if they did, it was like 1 or 2 players per team. Even in college, they couldn't play. So like, white men have a history in basketball. White men created basketball. But like the further you go down the timeline of great white basketball players, it dwindles. But on the flip side, since the creation of the WNBA, the list, it feels like it's just like endless of white women that are dominant in basketball in the high school, college, and pro level. I added high school for this side because it's less popular, but it's more prominent for you to become a superstar in women's basketball in high school. You see what I'm saying? Men's basketball in high school is different than women's basketball in high school. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I feel like it means more. You see what I'm saying? Because in high school men's basketball, you have a couple really good games, you a star all of a sudden. You see what I'm saying? In women's high school basketball, you really gotta like consistently put on a show to get that level of recognition, like Paige Buchers and Haley Van Lith. But I'm gonna get into that in a second. That's why I added it. That's why I'm just letting you guys know why I added it. It just, the list is, since the start of the NBA, it just seemed like, and this is just what I know off the top of my head, like what I wrote down. Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, Ruth Riley, Lindsay Whalen, Elena Delle Donne, Kelsey Plum. It's just Breanna Stewart. Oh my God, Breanna fucking Stewart, who's basically Kevin Durant. Or I guess you could say Elena Delle Donne is Kevin Durant. I don't know. We'll get into that another time. But and then the further down the timeline you go, when you start getting into high school and college players that could be the future, you got Paige Buchers, Haley Van Lith, Cameron Brink, the Cavendish sisters, Caitlin motherfucking Clark, dominating. And it's just like the further you go down the timeline from the start of the WNBA to now, it just seems like it's just more and more white women dominating basketball and being really good at basketball, whether it be in high school, college, or pros. When it comes to white men, the further you go down the timeline, it dwindles, is what I'm saying. I hope you guys understand. I don't understand what I'm saying. I hope I'm not talking too crazy on here. It's just something that I've noticed, and I'm just trying to understand it a little bit better. I just think it's crazy because of the disconnect, and I'm just trying to understand what's the difference, and why is it a disconnect? Why does it seem like white women are getting better at basketball and dominating the game of basketball on every level, and then when you flip it over to white men in basketball, they just seem to be, I don't want to say getting worse because they're getting better, but they just seem to be what's the word, like less prominent in comparison to white women in basketball. And I'm just kind of confused on like the different, like Caitlin Clark. She's damn near averaging a 30-point triple-double this past season, throughout the season and during the tournament. Damn near a 30-point triple-double. She's basically averaging like 27, 8, and 8 or some crazy shit like that. Dominating. But the best college player on the men's side during the tournament, I guess you could say that was a white man, I'd say, was Grady Dick. And I like Grady Dick, but he's popular because he hustles. He plays for Gonzaga, no, he doesn't. That's Drew Timm. He plays for Kansas. He hustles and he makes his threes, and he's a big body, and that's why he's popular. He's not like a top. I don't even think he's going to be a lottery pick this year. Drew Timm either. They might be lottery picks. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side, you got Caitlin Clark, and Haley Van Lith and Paige Buchers, even though she's been hurt a lot, who is putting up historic numbers. Just like I keep saying, dominating. And you just don't see that on the other side with white male basketball players anymore. Like, obviously you had the Larry Birds, the John Stocktons, and like the Kevin McHale's and guys like that, the Bill Waltons, but that just seems like it's fallen by the wayside lately. And I just don't understand. Like, it's different if it was across the board, right, with just white people in general, but it's not. And I just don't really know. I don't know what the problem is. Is it the landscapes? Is it the difference? Is it the different landscapes? Is it that like white men look at the landscape and they see, black players and foreign players like from Europe and Africa and just different countries being so fucking good, and they're just like, oh, fuck it. Like, if I can make the league, I'm gonna do my best to make the league. But like, I'm not gonna push, the greatness or anything like that, like Larry Bird would, or somebody like that. And then you got the white women. They see their landscape and they see the foreign players and the black female players, and they're like, you know what, these people are great, but I'm great too, and I can make something happen too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going, sit back and be, mediocre or anything like that, or just make the league or just make the team. Like, I could be the best player on this team. I don't see why not. I could be the best player in the country. I could be the best player in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just a theory. That's just like something that just popped into my head. Is it that they're just looking at the landscapes and just looking at it differently? I honestly don't know. This is just something that I just recently kind of noticed. Like, it just made me ask the question, why are white women so fucking good at basketball when white men, I don't want to say are bad, but they're not as good in comparison where they're playing at the levels they're playing at. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it just kind of, when I thought of it, I was like, this is something I got to talk about, because I want to hear you guys' opinions too. Why do you guys think it's that way? Or am I tripping? Am I just making shit up? But I don't think I am, because like the proof is kind of in the pudding. There are, when you look at the most recent like the most recent lineups and stuff like that, when you look at like how many white American Steve Nash. I can't even say Steve Nash. You know why? Because he's Canadian, so he's foreign. That's another foreign player, so I can't even say Steve Nash. So taking Steve Nash out of it, how many it's 2023, within the last 23 years, let's just say that, how many white players in the college, I'll even throw high school in there, in the high school, college, and NBA level, were you like, oh my God, this person is like transcendent, this person is amazing, or has potential to be transcendent, or has potential to be a great? I remember in his college days, I thought Jimmer Fredette was like gonna be more of a problem than he ended up being. Like, he didn't pan out in the NBA the way I thought he was. Overseas, he's killing it, but in NBA, he just didn't pan out the way I thought he would. But in college, he dominated, and I remember thinking that way about him then. Like I said, Grady Dick and Drew Tim are really fucking good. Mac McClung, he just won the dunk contest. In high school, he was a highly touted player. He didn't really, translate that into too much success. That's still yet to be seen, because he still got time, and he's just now getting a chance. So we'll see what else he can accomplish. But like who? Like Alex Caruso? Austin Reeves has been cooking lately. I wouldn't consider Austin Reeves a GOAT or a superstar. Like I said before, Chandler Parsons was really good at one point, but he kind of fell off. I thought Frank Kaminsky was going to be more dominant, or at least a better player than he ended up being when he made it to the NBA. Obviously, he dominated in college, and I don't think he won the championship, but he was close. Yeah, like I can't, unless I'm just drawing a blank, I can't think of too many American-born white male basketball players that have been like true superstars. But on the other end, I see a lot. I see players now. I've seen players in the past, like Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, even though Diana Taurasi's still playing, but like I said, like Lauren Jackson and Lindsay Whalen and Elena Deladon still playing, and Kelsey Plum, and then you got like the future prospects like Paige and Haley and Caitlin Clark and Cameron Brink, like just different players like that. I don't see that on the other side when it comes to white men basketball players. And I don't know. Just let me know what y'all think. I got somewhat of a theory, I guess, with the landscape theory, but I don't know how necessarily true that is. That was just something that just popped in my head as I was talking. Yeah, but let me know what y'all think in the comments. Am I tripping? Am I wilding out for this video? Do you think there's any merit to my assumption that I've come up with? If you agree with me, let me know why you agree with me in the comments. If you disagree with me, let me know why you disagree with me in the comments. I would legitimately like to hear people's opinions on this. Yeah, like this is just a thought that came to me. Like, why are white women so good at basketball now and then white men aren't? You know what I'm saying? And again, it's just personal opinion. It's personal opinion and just what I've been seeing, what I've noticed. I could be wrong. And if I am wrong and you think I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below and we can have a chat about it. I could even do a part 2, a follow-up on this, depending on how things go. But yeah, definitely comment down below. Let's have a little bit of a conversation. Obviously, keep it cordial, keep it respectful. I will be respectful and cordial. I hope you guys do the same. It's more so of a question that I had as a basketball fan of something that I've noticed. Make sure you like. This has been another. Oh, sorry. This has been another episode of the 3 on PLAXtv. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ding that notification bell so you know every time I drop a video. And most of all, YouTube, I love you guys. Peace.
It's the 3 on PLAXtv.